Chances are, if you're watching this, then we're trying to find some scholarships to help pay for college. And so I'm going to give you a list of actual scholarships that are legitimate and that your student can apply for. So let's dive into 10 scholarships to apply for in 2024. Now make sure you hit subscribe because every week we release a new strategy to help your family work towards that debt-free degree. Hey there, my name is Jocelyn Pearson, founder of the Scholarship System, where we redefine paying for college to help families build strong financial futures rather than ones buried in student loan debt. And our families have secured almost $13 million to date, and we are not stopping there. But that said, we have seen a lot of scam scholarships and a lot of legitimate scholarships. And so that's why we wanted to put together this list for you. Just to note that this list is for U.S. citizens and residents. We do not focus on international scholarships. So before I give you that list, I just want to break down different types of scholarships. So what are scholarships? They are money that do not have to be paid back. They can be used for tons of different expenses throughout our university degree. And if your student actually gets to where they have more than what the bill is, they can receive what we call an overage check, where the university will cut them a check for whatever is left over beyond the bill. This is actually where I got to when I went to college. I got an overage check every single semester because I had excess beyond the bill. This is a amazing place to be in. I was able to use it when I broke my laptop. I could use it for rent, groceries, whatever I needed. So when we're talking about scholarships, we have merit and then we have need-based. So merit scholarships are based on your merits. So this is your student's competitiveness. Maybe it's their grades, their leadership, community service. Maybe they are the next Kelsey in football, whoever the latest fad is about. But they get money for a specific skill. This is where a lot of families think that the only money is there, or they think that there's only need-based money. This is where your family has to be at a certain income level in order to receive money. But what you might be surprised to hear is that you don't have to necessarily be at the bottom of the income level in order to get money. Your student also doesn't need a perfect 4.0 or to be captain of the football team in order to receive money. There's a lot in between, which is good news for the average student, just like myself. Now, in addition to merit versus need-based, there is also private scholarships versus institutional. Institutional is what we think of when it comes to scholarships from the universities. So when we apply, they will often offer a chunk of money. This is your first line of defense to really bring down that bill. But then this is where the rubber meets the road, where we really need to start getting gritty, and that is with private scholarships. How can we get in as many applications as possible to legitimate scholarships where we actually have a chance of winning? This is my bread and butter, those private scholarships, because I actually didn't get much from my university. Now, I have a whole video where I go in more detail about the different types of scholarships and options for students. So we will link to that in the description, or you can find it somewhere here on the screen. Now, also, before I get into my list, I do want to say that finding these private scholarships is a huge chunk of the work. If we are finding scholarships that are not legitimate, they're scams, they're sweepstakes, if we are finding ones that have tons and tons of competition, then we are just making our lives harder. So we need to find the right scholarships. So what I have is a free training. You can go to thescholarshipsystem.com/free training, or you can find the link in the description or somewhere here on the screen as well. And you can learn exactly how I build a list of scholarships and how I got to 6 figures in scholarships using these list building strategies. Okay, let's get into the list of 10 scholarships to apply for. So the first one is E-Waste Scholarship. This one is $1,000 and it's due April 30th, which is great news because that means that we have all of spring to apply. Another great news is that it is open to high school and to college students, and it does not have a GPA requirement. So this is where I was saying your student doesn't necessarily have to have a perfect GPA to be eligible. There are some out there with 2.8 requirements or 3.2s, 3.5s, or no GPA requirement. It does require a personal statement, which is a good thing because we can always fine tune those. Next is the Ivy Engineering Scholarship. Also $1,000 due May 1st. This is to basically any high school students, seniors, or college students that will be attending American universities. Again, no GPA required, but yes, an essay is required, which is fine. Third is the Rover Scholarship. This is $2,500, which is amazing, and also May 1st deadline. This is for seniors or college students with a 3.0 or higher and does require an essay as well. And by the way, all the links will be in the description below. We have the Dutch Crafters Amish Furniture Heritage Scholarship, which is $500. Now, you might hear $500 and think, oh, that's not worth our time. But if the application takes you maybe an hour, $500 for an hour of work is a pretty good rate of return. The deadline's May 1st as well. And this one, you have to be either enrolled or accepted for enrollment in a US college or university. Also only a 3.0 or higher and does require an essay. Now the fifth one is the Trey Porter Law Scholarship. There are a lot of law scholarships, so if you know of some local law offices, reach out and see if they have money because they often give them out. This one is $1,000 with a May 31st deadline, which is later, and it does not have a GPA requirement. What's cool about this is it's for current college students that are attending American or Canadian schools. So if you're an American heading out to Canada for college, then you can actually apply for this one as well. Now, before I get into the second half of our list, I do want to say that we have a list that we update seasonally. So if you go to the scholarshipsystem.com/scholarship list, right now it'll take you to spring scholarships, and then we'll update it for summer and then fall and so on. So that link never changes, but you'll find that in the description as well. All right, now the next 5 are actually from our summer list. Again, you won't find that right away, but it'll be coming soon in the coming months. First is the JASNA, or Jane Austen Society of North America, essay contest. This can be up to $1,000 and it has a June 1st deadline. Now, this one will probably be pretty competitive because it's open worldwide for students that are in high school, college, or graduate school. No GPA requirement, but it does, of course, have a writing requirement. The next is the Terry Bryant Scholarship for $2,500, which is amazing, and it has a June 3rd deadline. This is for seniors with a 3.0 or higher. Now, this actually has a video submission, and if you're a member of the Scholarship System online course, we do have a lesson all about video essays, so check that out. And if you're not a student in our course, then you should check out the scholarshipsystem.com/info to learn more. Next is Pixelplex, and that is an award for $2,000 due on June 5th. At the date of the award, you must be enrolled in a university or accepted into one. Now, this is focused on STEM, economics, and business majors, which is still pretty broad. No GPA requirement, but it does require an essay. The next one's a popular one, and that's Abbott and Fenner General Scholarships. So they have more than one award, if I remember correctly, but this is for a $1,000 scholarship due June 10th. Now, this is great because it's available to all juniors and seniors, as well as students that are currently enrolled in college. So for those of you that have that younger student that's in junior year, this is one that they can actually submit. No GPA requirement, does require an essay. All right, and the last one is another law one, Allen Law Firm Scholarship Contest. This is for $1,000 due June 15th. This is for seniors or those who are already enrolled in college. Must be a US citizen, must attend school in the United States. No GPA requirement, does have an essay requirement. Okay, so there you go. A list of 10 scholarships, plus I gave you a link to our list, the scholarshipsystem.com/scholarship list, where you can find tons more. And I gave you that free webinar where I'll show you how to build your own list of ones that are less competitive. So to attend that training, you go to the scholarshipsystem.com/free training, or you can click the link somewhere here on the screen. And again, you can find all the links in the description. All right, make sure you hit subscribe because every week we have a new strategy for you. I'll see you in the next video.